Hello and welcome to Impact Africa, our online talk show where we get to have conversations with diverse people and organizations who are impacting lives positively. Yes, this is your girl, Mama K, Kemi Akiode Adebayo, and in today's program, I'm honored and privileged to have a lovely, passionate, strong mama called Mama Iris Busakwe. She is the founder, director of Edyardini Community Development, which is a not-for-profit organization based in Khayelitsha, Cape Town, doing amazing things. But we'll find out more about it. So, Mama Iris!
Wow!
How are you?
I'm very, very happy to see you.
I know. It's like I've known you forever and we only met today.
This is the first time we meet.
I know.
And it seems like we've known each other for ages.
I feel the same. So tell me, who is Iris? Where were you born? How did you end up in Cape Town? Or were you born in Cape Town?
Okay, Iris is one of 6 children.
Okay.
I was born in Knysna, a small, beautiful town called Knysna.
No, Knysna is a beautiful, amazing town. I love Knysna.
Wow, I really love Knysna.
And you know Knysna, I need to make a confession.
Is it?
Knysna, I couldn't pronounce as well for some
Really?
time. Because of it spelled K.
Yes.
I'm like, why they call it Knysna? It's spelled K-N-S-Y. And I was like, no, it's not K. No, it is Knysna. So, okay.
Not only
let me not interrupt you.
Not only
not only me, good.
A lot of people.
Okay.
Yeah, that's where I was born and grew up until I met my husband.
Okay.
Knysna is a very beautiful place. I'm telling you, I'd really love to go and retire in Knysna. I met my husband in 1982.
Okay. You're a handsome man, young man.
Very handsome man. He's still very handsome at that age. I was born in 1960, January the 21st. And then I met my husband in 1982, the 1st January, in Plettenberg Bay.
Okay.
That was a New Year's Day. That's where I met him.
Okay.
And he is from Worcester.
I know Worcester. Yes. Another name I couldn't pronounce for a long time.
That's like
You're giving me all those difficult names.
All
but I know
difficult
Worcester.
names,
Okay.
yes.
So he's from Worcester.
He's from Worcester.
Plattersburg.
We were very young when we met, but it seems like we had the same ideas. We wanted to get married young.
Right.
And we got married. We had 3 children.
Okay.
Unfortunately, the one in the middle died.
Oh, sorry.
He was killed in Khayelitsha town too. So I've got 2 children now, the firstborn and the lastborn.
Right. And let me take you back to, so you're the first of 6.
I'm not the first.
No,
I'm
you're
one of
6.
Yes,
Sorry.
I'm one of 6.
Don't mind me.
Yes.
Yeah. So what position are you in out of the 6?
We were 5. We were 5 girls and 1 male.
Right.
The male was the oldest.
Okay.
And I'm the 4th one. It was my brother, my sister. Yes, I'm the 4th one.
Right.
So we only 4 left. The firstborn died and the lastborn died.
Okay.
Yeah. So we're very close, whereas we don't stay in the same areas. I am in Cape Town. My elder sister is in King Williamstown, Ginsberg. My 2 sisters are still in Knysna.
Okay.
We all married. We all have our houses.
Families.
We are a very strong family. We love each other. I'll do anything to help my sister. They will also do anything to help me.
So let me now go to, since we're celebrating the month of heritage in South Africa.
Yes.
What culture would you say, because I'm wearing this because I know we're celebrating, this is a Xhosa tradition.
That's a Xhosa tradition.
So are you Xhosa, or where do you come from? What would you categorize yourself as?
I am proudly Xhosa.
Okay.
And the attire you're wearing, I'm going to wear mine on Sunday.
Okay.
I've been invited to a cultural event,
also
a Heritage Day, where they will be cooking imifino.
What's
I don't know if you
Tripe?
know that. tripe as well.
Okay,
They're gonna be
'cause I know
tripe.
tripe
Yes,
is
tripe
one
is
of-
number one.
Yeah.
And steam bread.
Okay.
And then imifino. Nowadays, imifino is called spinach. But us in those days, we cook it, mix it with milimili. That's
Oh.
what we call it imifino.
Okay,
see?
you cook the spinach with
You cook the
milimili?
spinach with milimil because you don't get imifino nowadays.
I
Yes.
see.
So we use imifino and mix it with milimil. That we call it imifino.
So what does it mean to you being a Xhosa woman? What does it mean to you?
Well, to me, to be a Xhosa woman, it means a lot. Because we always have to tell our children where we come from, because now we do things differently. So if we can keep on doing these heritage days and involve our children, our youth, so that they can keep on, carry on with our culture. Because I think if we really did, or our parents did show us, there wouldn't be so much crime if it followed our culture. The respect for the elders.
Yeah.
Everyone is your mother, not only your mother at home, your parents that you meet at street, they're your parents.
You see, that's the interesting
That's
thing.
culture.
Yeah,
That's our
in
culture.
most African culture.
Yes.
So where did we go wrong? And how can we get back
You
to, embracing those values, which are very, very important?
I think it's too late now to go back to those because our children, they've gone the Western way. And our children have been spoiled by the government who said we can't give them a hiding. We grew up with hiding. That's why we are here today. That's why I'm still in my marriage, of which I married in 1982. Because I respected the words my mother gave me when I got married. And I can't guarantee those now with our children.
Yeah. I know the hiding bit is one that I'm very sensitive to, so I wouldn't go too much into that. I got a bit of it as well. But when I was married and I had my children, I not a bit, I got a lot of hiding actually. I'm the firstborn and my mom, very strict. So we were, I used to think my father was not my father then.
I know.
Because he would tell me, I'll beat you, I'll take you to the hospital. But when I got married and started having children, I made a decision not to ever touch my children. Yes. But there were other ways I disciplined them.
Not only hiding.
They even said was even worse. They actually told me when they were grown up now that maybe you should have been beating us.
You see? You see?
Because mine was the look. They were like, who wants to give us that look?
Then they know the
know.
struggle, yes. Even my grandchildren tells me, when you give me that look, then I know. Then I say, it's fine. Then you know you're wrong.
Yeah.
You see, now our children, you can't give them that look. They will say you hate them.
Exactly. I think you're right. We've lost something somewhere, which is a bit difficult, to bring back if we can. But I don't completely agree with you that we can go back. We can't go back, but we can embrace that and try and incorporate the good of what we know of our culture. But like you said, they will tell you you're looking, you don't hear them. They've all gone westernized. So we need to go back to our roots.
We need to do something, I'm telling you. Like punishment, nowadays you can punish a child, said you're not going to play until you finish. You wash those dishes or you finish your homework. You stay in your room. You know what? They will say that behind those doors. I'm going to hang myself if you don't open this door.
Emotional blackmail.
I know the number to call for abuse. You are abusing me.
Oh my word. They even say.
You see, yes. Then that's my grandchildren. You see.
Wow. How many grandchildren do you have?
I've got two grandchildren staying with me.
They stay with you.
They stay with me.
Okay.
The other one was left with me when he was 2 days old. Today is 13 years.
Wow. You know what? We'll be right back to hear more of your story. Iris, you had a very, very, very loving background. I believe, the way you've spoken about your family growing up, the family values, meeting your husband, where you come from, proudly Xhosa woman, and just sharing some of your food and things like that you enjoy. Let's now come back to Cape Town and your organization called Edyardini Community Development. What does Edyardini mean, actually? What does that mean?
Okay, Edyardini means at home.
At home, okay.
I called Edyardini, I gave it that name because I've got a women's organization called Sisonke Women's Club.
Okay, wow, you're busy.
I'm very busy.
Yo, I'm going to okay, keep going. So you've got that women's club?
I've got a women's club called Sisonke Women's Club.
Okay.
We help each other when there's a death in the family. We help each other by giving money to the one who lost a family member. We go and cook, most of our culture, when there's a death, we must cook, we prepare food. So we go there. From Friday, we prepare veggies. Saturday, we cook.
Right.
After the funeral, we make sure everything is clean. You must just sit there as one of our members. We do everything.
Wow.
So when I formed Edyardini, I knew that there's not only Edyardini, there's already Sisonke Women's Club.
Right.
And before Sisonke Women's Club, there's a youth development as well in this yard.
So when did you start Edyardini? What year? And why? Why did you start it?
Yes, Edyardini is started during the lockdown.
Okay.
2020, the first lockdown, I think in April. So what happened in that first lockdown, everybody lost their jobs, including my husband, including my daughter. My previous employer that I stopped working in 2016, he gave me a call. We've got a good relationship. We are friends, we are family. You will laugh how I met him. He was working with my husband at Eskom Kubek Power Station as electricians. So in 2002, Bobby Anombenden, he found his own company. It's an Binaledi engineering company. So for him to get tenders at Eskom, he had to have a partner. That partner had to be a black woman. Since he was a friend of my husband, he spoke to my husband about that. When he came to me and asked me about that, I knew him already as a friend of my husband because he used to come and visit here.
Right.
Then I said to my husband, no, I don't feel comfortable being a director of somebody else's company. Then he begged me, Iris, no, not going to lose anything. I'm not going to take you away from your community. Because at that time, I was very hard working with youth. Those trophies you see, I didn't buy them. We won them. Yes,
wow.
I had basketball, I had cricket, dancers, I have photos that I can show you. You see. So he said to me, I know you love your community. I'm not going to take you away from your community. Then I knew he just needed a silent partner. But as long as he told me what's going to happen, I joined him.
Right.
Yes, I joined him. I worked very nicely with him. I ended up in Quebec myself. I ended up a director who had to go and address workers inside the plant of Quebec Power Station. I worked.
So you definitely did the work. So it wasn't about just being a token.
It wasn't just about the talking. Eskom knows me. Everybody at Eskom knows me and they respected me as a director,
Awesome.
So that's where I have learned to do my own organizations and all that. We still friends. He still supports me. And then when I left, I opened my own company in 2000. In 2015, I opened a company, my own company, cleaning and catering.
Oh, okay.
With the assistance of him, of course.
Okay.
MIJ Temba.
Wow.
There's a lot in this house.
I knew there must be a reason why I just immediately clicked. I just know this must be a power woman.
There's a lot of things.
Wow.
I don't know.
So
where to
catering
start.
and cleaning.
Catering and cleaning company, whereas I haven't got tenders yet. Because I opened the company, registered the company in 2015 in November.
Right.
And then in 2016, my grandchild was involved in a very, very bad accident. He was hit by a speeding car. I don't know what happened to that case, don't ask me. But as long as my grandchild is alive, he's still under Red Cross. He had 30% damage on his head, his foot injuries, but he's alive. That's what I thank God.
Yeah.
That's why today I'm saving my community for free, because God did something big for me by saving that child. Because the doctors even said to me, Iris, there is no chance. Then I said, you are not God. I've been praying. I stayed with him for 5 months in hospital and rehab.
How old was he?
He was 8 years then.
Okay.
Today is 13 years.
Okay, he's the one that's lived with you since he was 2 months. Okay.
And it's also a long story for one day, because he's not my grandchild. It's my late sister's grandchild. The lastborn, you remember, I said the firstborn and the lastborn died. So the lastborn, when she died, she left a 7-year-old child. Then that child was fostered by my oldest sister in King Williamstown. When she was doing grade 12, she fell pregnant. Then she didn't know what to do. She didn't want the child. And then everybody said, you have to sit down and look after your child. That's where I came up and say, bring the child to me.
Wow.
Then you carry on with school.
Wow.
You see, because she didn't have a mother. We as sisters had to be mothers and share. That's where I took this one. This one also thought I was the mother until he was 10 years old. Then I explained to him, this is the story about you. Because the mother also doesn't want the child.
He's born for greatness. So and he has somebody who has greatness.
Yes, and I love him. I love him. All my children know that my number one is that place.
So let's come back now to the Edyardini community development. So what do you do within? I know you soup kitchen. You spoke about, because I know probably one program might not be enough for you at this rate.
I see.
We might need to do a
it's follow-up. A whole day for me and
we might need to do a follow-up, part 1, part 2 of Mama Iris. Because if not, but let's
focus on Edyardini.
So you run soup kitchens.
Yes.
What do you do?
Okay, what happened? My ex-boss phoned me and said, Iris, I know you're not working. What I'm going to do, and I know you love your people. You still have the ladies club. I said yes. Then what do you normally buy for families? Then I told him we buy sugar, 10 kg, milli milk, and all the stuff, rice. Then he said, go take a quotation. I will give you the money for all your club members. I've got those photos. And then I went to buy. The next week, he said, I'm going to give you another 5,000. What you going to buy? Then I said, there's a lot to buy, Bobby. Nobody is working. Then he said, as long as you forward me with the slips and all. That's what I did. And then a lot of people came to say they want to join the women's club. Because they see that I'm feeding the people. That's when I decided, no, man, let me organize a soup kitchen. Because Bobby promised me only for 3 months. After 3 months, what's going to happen?
You have to sustain
That's
yourself.
when I went to Facebook. And I checked, I got a Woodstock Brewery. They've got a mother soup. I contacted them. Yay, those people, I'm telling you, they did a great job.
Wow. So
they gave me liters of soup, hot soup, bring hot soup with their baggie, bread, loaves, 60 loaves of bread. They've been feeding the people for almost that whole year.
Yeah.
And then I wasn't sleeping. I've been looking, Facebook. Then I saw Ikambalaband. Then I chat with them. They came to see. They give me dry food. And then I cook with their dry food. And I haven't stopped there. I look and I look and I look. Because the schools are closed. The children are starting to do naughty things. Then I said, come, That's my duty. Youth development, come. I've got dancers. Hey, Mama K.
Really?
You need dancers.
I need to come on the
You
day
must
because
come.
I love dancing.
Yay,
So
Mama
you do
K.
dancing, theater, and so
I
on.
must show
At
you
what
those
age?
videos.
What age?
It's
is
from
it?
7 to, it's under 15.
Okay.
Yeah, it's under 15.
So do you teach them yourself or you have other volunteers?
I teach them.
Wow.
And some of them are very clever. We do things together. I've got a girl, I've got a boy who also teach them.
Okay.
And we are so lucky with those children. Somebody saw them. Now every second Saturday, they watch the cinema in Khayelitsha. And after that, it's amazing. The parents.
I'm just, you see, I'm not even writing. Normally I'm writing and writing, but I'm like, what can I write? Because there's so much, you're doing. So, Mama Iris, tell me though, because these are the successes and some of what you're doing. You started with this feeding scheme, March 2020. You're running the Women's Club. You've got, various awards for youth development and basketball and so on. What are some of the challenges for you in terms of being a community activist?
There's a lot of challenges. A lot of people don't understand the name NPO, non-profit organization. They think you get money. You're making money. You are rich. They don't understand even if you got 2 rand, you must account. Even if you get 20 cents, you must account. So wherever or whenever I ask for assistance, I don't ask for money. I ask for a bag of rice, vegetables, to cook for the people. That's what I want to do for them. My dancers have got uniform. That uniform was bought by this previous employer of me.
Right.
They've got t-shirts, they've got caps, they're all written Edyardini. That man, white man, stays in Melbourne. He really takes care of my things because he said, I know you love your people, so I'm not going to support you. What does your club members need? The ladies club, what does they need? Then he will give it for all of us. The children, what does they need? This coming Saturday, I'm willing to feed close to 300 people.
Wow. Well done.
Every Monday, Wednesday, Friday, we cook with those big pots. We feed, you must see the queue.
I can imagine.
Queue from this side is children, over the road is youth, this side is elders. So when we feed, we start with the elders, we come to the children, the last is the youth because they're lazy. They don't want even to help us cleaning the pots. Really? They just want to eat. So I always tell them, you guys are last. I'm starting with the olds and the children, you are last. When the pot is finished.
Wow. So there's a lot, in there that you're doing, and I can only just commend you. But what we're going to do, we're going to just see some of your work as well and have a short break. We'll be right back. We've learned about your community work. We've learned about you growing up, and so on. Now I want to focus and narrow it down to you as an individual. What kind of a person are you? Or how would your close family, how would your husband describe you? What motivates you? Why are you doing what you're doing?
I think the main thing that motivates me is my mother.
Okay.
My mother used to take in children that were suffering in the streets. I remember in 1984, I got married in 1982. 1983, I went to visit home. When I got there, the room that used to be mine, it was occupied by 3 guys from PE. They were very young, but they were pastors. They were called pastors for their church. So I got jealous because they will come and open the pots. Oh, madlomo pekeka mandi. Then I asked my mom, what's going on here? My mom said, no, don't worry. These are my children. Mama, your children from where?
Exactly.
Because I don't know them. And now I feel like a visitor in my own home.
Yes, your room is gone.
And there was in a funeral as well. Every family funeral, they are there. And they always tell one story. This is the family. This is our family. The people, their mother who took us in while we were boys. Today we are big men with families because of their mother. Every time when we've got a funeral, they are there to mention that my mother. Then my sister said to me, you are the one who goes after our madlom. Because every time we come to your house, it's full. It's full. Children, even if we're not here. We were out last weekend for a funeral. When we got back, the children were playing in front of my house. The parents said, hey, even if you're not there, our children are there.
To you, yeah.
And the parents are very happy. They're really happy because they know if they don't see their children, they know the children are here. I'm a straightforward person. I'm very strict as well. I'm loving. I'm loud when I speak. So some people, if they don't know, they will say, oh, I'm scared of that woman. Oh, she's so loud. Some will say, yo, she's shouting.
Right? My voice, even my laughter sometimes scares some people like, oh, this is,
she's shouting. Ooh. But they know after that shouting, I'm very warm and loving.
Yeah.
And I was lucky to have a husband who's down to earth. I'm the Prat Machin. I talk too much. He doesn't talk. But he assists
Are you sure we don't know each other? That's exactly the way my home is. Yeah, my husband just don't talk. It's like, just leave me in the background. You keep doing, but he's my number one supporter, and I could see that already.
No,
he came the way he came out, to welcome us, and and then he quietly just left us.
Telling you, without him, I'm nothing. He's my strength and pillar.
Awesome.
You
shared something. If I wouldn't want to finish without talking about that, although I know it might be a sensitive one for you. You shared something right at the beginning about losing your son. A son or daughter?
A son.
A son who was killed.
That was the hardest.
Right.
I cried. I'm still crying. Whenever there's a funeral, I cry. He was born in 1983. He's my second born. The first born is 1977. The second born is 1983. The last born is 1988. So he was killed in 2014.
Here in Khayelitsha?
Here in Khayelitsha. That was the hardest. Because my husband had to resign from his workplace, his first workplace, so that he can get money to send him to, what do you call the Indwaso school? Because he was a traditional healer.
Okay.
He was so strong. Somebody would come in not walking, not talking, but he will heal that person. So I think the others got jealous because he went his initiation in Pretoria.
Okay.
Yeah, when he came back, he was so powerful. One night while we were watching Generations, somebody called him on his phone. He was very sweet, humble like his father. So somebody called him on his phone. He said, I'm going to town too. I said to him, this time, past 8, you can't go to those areas. No, someone is sick. Then I said, they must bring this someone who's sick. Yeah, Mama, no, other people don't have transport. So I must go help. If I don't help, God will punish me. He was that kind, he will help anyone without asking for money. So he went. He went. That was the last day we saw him. The next thing, the worst part of it, I heard on the radio, I was still lying in bed. I hear on the radio that a body, the family has not come and identify this body. Then I started to call him. He answers his phone wherever he is. The phone was ringing. The phone was not on voicemail. The phone was ringing. So somebody stole that phone, but the phone was ringing, nobody picked it up. Then I said to my husband, I've got a feeling it's my child they are talking about in the radio. Really? Go look at the police station. While my husband went to look, I phoned my family and said, my child didn't come back. And he left in such a way. And there is this thing over the radio. When my husband came back with the sad news, I almost collapsed. You can imagine. I have been crying. I will never cry for anyone like I cried for him. You see? He had a plan. We had a chisanyama with him. He's very good handy. We had a chisanyama together. He was a good cook. He was a good talker, smart talker, very humble. But he was not an angel. You understand?
No, of course.
He also
Nobody's
did.
Perfect. Yeah, of course, of course.
But from my children,
so
children, he was number one. I used to tell the three of them that when I die and my husband, we leave this house under his name, because he's so sweet. He will let anyone, family-wise, both families, he will let them in. But the other two, nobody will ever come in this house.
Children, sorry, I know it's serious things, and well, I have to laugh because you know your children well.
Of course, of course.
I can relate to that as well with my boys or my siblings, where you know somebody say, oh yeah, this one and this one.
Yeah.
But may his soul continue to
So we
rest in
all,
peace.
thank you, sweetheart. So we all agreed on that. He's going to be the beneficiary of the house, because we know he's going to allow all of them in. You see?
Hey, but okay, maybe another time, like I said, because there's still some more questions I wanted to ask in terms of grief, and especially with this period we're all in. No, I'm just worried about time now. But I will ask this one. Okay. I'll ask this one. So what I'm thinking now is for anyone, out there who, because this seems to be a sadly an occurrence that is happening a lot, where there's loss, tragic and unnecessary sometimes loss of young people, and the people who are left behind are the ones who
suffer most.
Yeah. So how do you think we can find solutions to this? Well, what's the cause of somebody killing another person? I don't know. And for you as somebody, a grieving mom, how have you managed to cope?
You know what, Mama Kay, we've got our government. Love them or hate them, but the truth is they sometimes fail us. You see, because somebody will kill up to 3 people. But that one will never go to jail. I don't know what kind of evidence that they want. You see, they will say there's not enough evidence. There's not enough evidence. So the criminals will keep on doing their job. Because they know there's always not enough evidence.
Wow. Okay, let me now ask this. I know we've gone over time, but I really want to. This is my kind of final question. And it's part of what we've spoken about now. So what are some of the solutions to some of these issues we keep having in South Africa, from gender-based violence to poverty, food security, insecurity, where people don't even have food to eat? What else can we do? Any of them, I don't know which one you want to.
Mama Kay, I don't want to lie. I won't say I've got an answer on that one, because some of our children are educated, but there's no jobs for them. Some, they will go for interviews. They will be told that you're overqualified. We can't pay you. You don't have experience. You don't have metric, but you've got experience. So if those things can change, that will help a lot. Okay. Because I remember the time when I was working for AHB Naledi Engineering, we sourced people for ESCOM. So the requirements are coming from ESCOM.
Right.
So when we resource people, we have to look at the requirement of ESCOM.
Yeah.
So ESCOM will want somebody who's got metric, who's got a 3-year experience. Tell me you're coming out of school. Where will you get the experience? And then the one who's got the experience doesn't have metric.
The qualification.
You see, so if those things can be sorted, and if the government can have a kind of employment where uneducated people, like semi-skills, a lot of semi-skills work, you see, then people will benefit.
Okay. We've gone from a lot of things, and I'm just glad, you contacted us, and I don't know, I just have so much respect and love for you, and appreciation as well for all the work, you've been doing in the community. You're one of the unsung heroines in Khayelitsha. So well done. May God continue to lift you up, to bless you, to give you the strength, to give you the grace, to give you the wisdom,
thank you,
that you need. So may His mercy as well continue to be yours. I know you're a woman of faith, because it can only be faith as well that has stood you, through some of the challenges you've gone through. You're a go-getter, you're bold, you're determined, because the fact that you were the one that contacted us to say, what, I want to be on your show. And for me, that was just mind-blowing. And for some time I was like, oh, we forgot about it. I'm like, no, we need to, link up with that. So thank you. Thank you for doing that. And thank you for all the work you're doing. Your children will call you blessed. You will continue to benefit in ways that you don't even know.
Thank you.
The memories, how you're making people feel, you might think you're just giving them food or, what you're doing or providing dance drama, but you're touching there.
Thank you very much.
And that is enough. That is enough. That I believe as well will make these young ones, the ones who want to be a good citizen of South Africa later on.
Thank you very much, Mama Kay.
So well done.
Wow, thank you.
What I now want to ask you is, if there's anyone you want to talk to, maybe to ask for support for what you're doing or to give an advice, anything you want to share, please just direct it at our audience.
Thank you very much, Mama Kay. Wow, this was an amazing interview. I'm blessed to have Mama Kay. I would really love to appeal to South Africans, to people in Cape Town, to those who can assist. We're not asking for money. We're asking for food. People are dying of hunger. Children are dying of hunger. There are children who can't afford to go to school because they're hungry. I would really love to feed 2 times a day. At the moment, I am feeding once a day. I cook Monday, Wednesday, and Friday. Tuesday and Thursdays, I get soup and bread from Woodstock Brewery. And I would like to thank Ikamvala Bantu for supporting us with dry ingredients. And I would also like to thank Frasa for teaching us on how to ask for funds for food. I'm appealing to anyone who's got the pain of our people who are dying of hunger. There's a lot of people in my surroundings who are staying in shacks. They don't know where to get food. I'm the only one at the moment in my area who is feeding. Please come up with a bag of rice, a bag of potatoes, anything that we can use to feed our people. Thank you so much for listening to Iris Busakwe from Edyardini Community Development. Thank you. Thank you, Mama Kay.
It's a pleasure. Wow. I really don't know how to end this one because it's just been a powerful conversation time that we've had. And I'm just humbled, that I get to hear and share the stories of a lot of people, are doing so much good in our community, who are blessing the others, even though they themselves, they probably still need, help or support. But I'm so blessed to be in here. And you heard Mama Iris, what she said. They don't necessarily need the money. It could be the food hunger. Why should we in this day and age, people dying or not being able to eat out of choice? Why? Africa is so blessed. South Africa is so blessed. We shouldn't have this food insecurity, which has gotten worse from COVID-19 and everything else associated with it. So I join in to appeal, support Mama Iris, support other people, amazing women most of the time.
Yes.
Because they're the mothers. They're the mother of the nation. I heard that phrase recently about, yes, we need our mothers to lead us. So, and it's about time. Our mothers make the home. So support us where you can. And I look forward to next time on Impact Africa. If you want us to share your story, do get in touch. We will only oblige you to do that. And till next time, stay safe, stay blessed. This is Mama K. God bless you. Love you all.